welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Neff.
I'm Edward Lewis.
Wow, Edward is here, you guys.
I love being here.
Charlie Cotton is not here, and we are not live, sadly, because we filmed very early today. So we're a little behind schedule, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I get
here.
Edward,
I'm
and
here now.
you guys, we are going to want Edward here today because a lot of Shannon Sharpe news. I can't wait to get all the tea from you, Ed.
Yeah.
We're also going to be going over Justin Bieber. He had a very tense split with his clothing company, Drew House, and there's two totally different sides as to what went down. We'll tell you all about that. And then lastly, Kanye West is having auditions, possibly for some kind of movie, music video, and it is aggravating residents in a prominent Jewish neighborhood. Starting off, you guys, I'm sure you've seen all the stories about what's been going down with Shannon Sharpe. He was sued for rape. The Jane Doe released her side. He's releasing his side. And now we have some bombshell audio. Edward, tell us what has been going on.
Yeah, how much have you guys talked about this on the podcast so far?
We've talked about some. We talked about the original lawsuit.
Got it, okay.
His response with some of the texts that he revealed.
Got it. So we're all relatively up to date. Did we get into yesterday's audio of Shannon Sharpe?
No, we didn't.
So we now have two audio files from Shannon Sharpe's accuser. I guess Accuser's attorney, Tony Busby. I'm sure everybody knows him now. He's the famed attorney who is
representing all the accusers on Diddy,
Jay-Z and Diddy, and he did Deshaun Watson and all that stuff. He has given us two audio files. They both are alleged conversations that took place between Sharpe and the accuser. Nobody really knows the timeline or, quite frankly, the context of them. They both appear to be phone calls, though. The first one we released yesterday, and Sharpe could be heard in it saying, "I'm going to effing choke the bleep out of you." And it's when his attorneys explained that side of it, they said it was something that, like, he said in the heat of the moment and didn't actually mean it.
Like almost like a BDSM type situation?
A little bit. They said obviously that's part of it. They have stated that Shannon and the accuser, Jane Doe, have had a frankly kinky relationship, and they've released hundreds of text messages that they say back up that claim.
Yeah, so they had revealed like some of her text messages were like pretty wild.
The one that they focus on the most, it says, "I want you to put a dog collar on me and choke me while you're effing me." And that's the one that they say that this kind of, I guess, explains Sharpe's language in these audio clips.
I mean, the full sentence for the one you mentioned is, "I might choke you in public."
That's the new audio. So, so yesterday's audio was, "I'm going to effing choke you." He was mad at, he apparently mad at something that she had said. Today's audio is a similar situation. They're in some kind of a phone argument. Over the phone about something, who knows? It's very out of context. But at some point, Shannon says, "I'm going to choke you in public." And here, you guys just listen.
Yeah, let's listen to it.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what you did to me.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound good.
So again, but what Sharpe's team wants to make crystal clear here is this is the relationship the two had. They discussed choking relentlessly. And that's kind of the argument that.
So they're saying that there's no rape that's possible because they had a very like vulgar.
Not necessarily. They're saying that everything they did was consensual, even if it got freaky and kinky and there was choking. What the accuser is saying is that at some point it crossed the line. In fact, she says it in October 2024 and January 2025, Sharpe crossed the line. She said no.
Multiple times she's claiming he raped her.
October 24 and January 2025. I believe it's at least two. It might be three. It's hard to decipher in the lawsuit. It's written a little bit poorly in my opinion. Anyways, though, that's Busby is clearly trying to show that Sharpe was a menace through this. And again, Sharpe's side is saying, no, he wasn't. This is how they talked. So it's a huge he said, she said. What do you want to believe? How do you want to believe it? Both sides do acknowledge that it was consensual. It was freaky for a large portion of time from basically 2023 to the end of 2024. It's just there was a point where she says it crossed the line, and that's why she's suing for $50 million.
It's crazy because remember when he accidentally went like live with that other girl? This isn't the same girl. Like everyone was like, oh my gosh, like that was shocking to us to even like picture him being this like kinky guy. And now seeing all these text messages between the two of them, you're like, wow, he was real kinky.
Yeah. And it's we've seen similar like this in the sports world. I don't know if you're familiar with Dodgers superstar Trevor Bauer, former Dodgers superstar. It's a very similar case. They were in this kinky relationship where the woman had text messages to Bauer being like, I want you to choke me out. I want you to choke me out. And then she claims that he crossed the line. Well,
she had like bruises all over
she was
her
like
face,
beaten, allegedly, and choked unconscious during the thing. And Bauer's argument was, well, she asked for it. And that's basically Sharpe's argument here too. So again, it's
how did that lawsuit end up?
They settled it.
Got it.
Never,
it kind of just went away.
She filed for a restraining order against him. It didn't get granted because the judge said it's so hard to determine what you consented to and what you didn't to because you sent these text messages. So it's a very similar situation when you get into these freaky situations. It's where is the line? She's saying she told him no, and he didn't know it. So
especially if you're like a public figure too. I mean, your reputation is on the line. So you would think like for Trevor Bauer and then also Shannon Sharpe, you think they would be a little bit more careful, I guess, about what you put in writing, what you say. I mean, obviously, like these are recordings.
And I guess that's why you have NDAs as celebrities too. In her lawsuit, Doe alleges that Shannon tried relentlessly to get her to sign an NDA.
For like $1 million, right?
Well, no, that
was a lawsuit that she...
Well, after she filed the lawsuit, or after she threatened to file the lawsuit, Shannon not even allegedly, his attorney says that they offered at least $10 million to go away. So, but even prior to all that, they say that Shannon wanted her to sign an NDA. So I guess that's kind of the out. If you're into that kinky stuff as a celebrity, you have to make sure you have the NDA because.
But an NDA doesn't hold up.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not personally a kink of mine.
Yeah, so
I don't have this problem.
Very familiar.
But if you have that kink as a professional athlete or I guess a celebrity, you have to be concerned or careful that this might come down the pipe.
Oh God.
This is not going anywhere, by the way. Like
it seems like it's just like gearing up and getting nasty.
Yeah, every day Busby's releasing something, and every day Lanny J. Davis, who's Sharpe's attorney, is releasing something. They send texts. Busby, as you know, is very vindictive in all this. So I think that's.
And Shannon still has a bunch of like lucrative deals.
Oh my goodness,
right now.
Yes, he's in line for $100 million podcast. He's on First Take at Monday and Tuesday. He's got Club Shay Shay. He's got. I mean, he is one of the most famous people. Like period.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stephen A. Smith. I should mention this. That Stephen A. Smith said on his podcast or on his show last night that he believes that ESPN is in the process of trying to determine whether they should basically pull Shannon from the airwaves or not.
Wow,
and
really?
That's a big deal. I mean, he makes millions to be on First Take Monday and Tuesday with Stephen A. So who knows? This is going.
Wow.
It's
Yikes.
It's a very, very messy thing that I don't see ending anytime soon.
Moving on to Justin Bieber, he's officially cut ties with his fashion brand Drew House, which I think like everybody knows that this was Justin's clothing brand. Like Drew obviously is like his middle name. He would always promote it. And then it was kind of weird when all of a sudden he was promoting a different brand, Skylark. And Drew House posted for the first time in like over a year on their social media. And then not too long after, Justin posted a big statement being like, if you are a fan of mine, do not support Drew House.
Did I not just see him at Coachella this month with Drew on him?
Was he wearing Drew? There's no way.
I thought, maybe I'm wrong, but we should go through the backgrid photos.
There's no way.
I thought there was. Anyways, go on, yeah.
So anyways, we got to the bottom of this. I worked on this all day yesterday. Too much. But basically, as to what happened and how this unraveled, there are two totally different sides here. But the overall theme is that it is nasty with some of the people that he used to be very close with. So I spoke to some sources very close to Justin who told me that the reason why he left the company was because Scooter Braun, his former manager, which we obviously know their relationship is totally icy right now. So Scooter was one of the chairmen on the board of Drew House. There's 5 people that were on the board for the company, and it was Justin Bieber, Scooter Braun, Ryan Good, who we talked about recently was Justin's best man. They also had a falling out for other reasons.
Okay.
Judah Smith, who is Justin's pastor,
Okay.
and the last one is a music executive, David Bolno.
Okay.
So where it started going wrong was David Bolno, this executive, was named as a person of interest by police back in like 2023 for the death of this young female musician. So that was like very murky. I'm being told
Okay.
that Justin wanted David off of the board of his clothing company, but Scooter defended David and kept him on the board.
Got it.
I
Okay.
will say David was cleared and
Got
was cleared by police and is no longer a person of interest in that case.
Okay.
But so, my sources said that ever since then, he felt like he was outvoted. There's only 5 people here. So Justin and Judah would be on a certain side about, releases, designs, that kind of stuff. And he felt like the other 3, Scooter, David Bolno, and Ryan would all gang up against him and make it so that he was outvoted in a lot of the,
Sure.
the development of the company. Now, different side here. Drew House's sources say that's not true. He was never outvoted. And they claim that things went south when Ryan Good left the church that Judah Smith preaches for.
Yeah.
And Ryan felt it was super weird that Judah was brought on to the board of like a clothing company. He's like, why would a pastor be in a clothing company?
I would ask.
And
yes.
people around Ryan say that Justin basically was like salty with Ryan because he left the company. They're on the board, or because he left the church.
Sure.
They're on the board together. There's weirdness because, Justin is close with Judah. Ryan left the church, so he's no longer close with Judah. They're all trying to work on a clothing brand. And so people around Ryan say that's why Justin left, because it was just a lot. There was a lot of emotions going on.
Yeah.
But look, whatever the case is, we know that Justin has a new clothing brand. He's, moving on from Drew House. But all I know is that, gosh, things between Justin and Scooter have just like drastically changed. They used to be so close. Obviously, Scooter's the one that found him like originally on YouTube and things like that. And just seems like it's really nasty.
But it also seems that like Bieber and everybody in his life outside of Haley have.
Yeah.
Does he have a relationship from 5 years ago that he still maintains?
I'm sure he does, but in January he unfollowed a lot of people, like Scooter, Ryan Good, his best man.
Unfollowed Haley for a minute too.
Well,
right?
that was
try to blame
that
him on
was a
Instagram.
glitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, he deactivated his account, so
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm
Anyways,
sure.
But yeah. Look, I was told he is starting over in his life.
Okay.
He's getting rid of people that no longer serve him, that he feels might have had bad intentions.
Yeah.
And when you're a big, massive celebrity like that, it's really hard. And I'm sure it would be like mind boggle, like who's your actual friend, who's got your best interest in mind.
Here to watch me sing "What Do You Mean" versus who
right. So I
my family. Yeah.
think he's working through all that.
Yeah.
Moving on to our last story, Kanye West has been holding auditions in Larchmont neighborhood, which, if you guys don't know, this cute little quaint neighborhood in LA, it's predominantly Jewish. And
Where is
Kanye, Larchmont
Where is
Village, I couldn't tell you. I don't know streets. I just put on my GPS.
Well, I don't mean
and it takes
I
me
mean
there.
like West LA, Beverly Hills, the
No,
Valley.
it's not West Side.
Near Hollywood.
Maybe like a little over like Beverly Hills.
Okay. So like WeHo Hollywood area.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
That helps me.
he's been having auditions. Basically, he's looking for African Americans who cannot. This is his casting call. African Americans who cannot be fat, must wear all black with the skin complexion of Diddy. And they should be comfortable wearing swastikas. So this is his casting call. And apparently he's been playing loud music. This casting call is in Larchmont. And all the neighbors are super upset. Apparently, they can see some kind of big, like, swastika
Oh, my
mural
God.
that's, like, next to a school.
Oh, God.
So you got a lot of people up in arms here. But yeah, I'm curious, like, what this is going to be for. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, yes, there's people here that are actors in LA. They want work. You know, there's people that they'll get a ton of money to do like a herpes commercial.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, like, I feel like it would be really dicey to work for Kanye because you're almost signing off on his views.
Well, and then
You know what he thinks. You know what he stands for.
how many lawsuits have we seen where he doesn't pay too? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that
So
too. I mean, it's unclear, like, if these people are getting paid. I feel like they would need to, right?
yeah, I don't know.
So that's happening in the lovely city of LA.
Kanye, man.
Kanye. Like, if somebody paid you $15,000 to do like an erectile dysfunction ad, you would? Word. Wow. Okay.
That wouldn't bother me. Like,
okay.
I'm not putting.
Where's the line
swastika
for you?
on me. Yeah, like anything that is racist or anything of that nature.
Oh, but if it's
absolutely
like issues with your dog,
not.
like,
yeah,
you're
hell
okay
yeah.
with that. Okay.
I might do that for $5K.
What? If there's a casting agent out there,
Right,
this is your guy. All right. Well, Edward, on that note, thank you so
High
much.
note.
This has been big fun.
Long fun.
I can't. Oh my God, Ed. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's Wednesday. You have any fun plans?
Stagecoach this weekend.
You're going to
We're going back
Stagecoach?
to the
Weren't you
desert.
just at Coachella?
Yeah.
You are living your
Yeah,
life.
man,
How
yeah.
old are you?
Mid-30s.
Okay, but your girlfriend's young.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Okay.
No girlfriend.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Ed, thanks for all the scoop on Shannon Sharpe.
Thank you.
I
Thanks
feel
for-
educated now.
You educated
like,
me
wow.
on Bieber and Kanye. That's
Yes.
great. What a team.
Oh, look at go team.
Aw.
Dum dum. All right, guys. This is nauseating.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Ciao.